Welcome back. Last Wednesday, Governor J.B. Pritzker gave his State of the State address sharing his plans for the state budget. Now joining us today to share her thoughts is State Representative Sharon Chung. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, first, how do you feel about the current financial situation of the state?
Sure. So maybe even a couple weeks ago, we had, it showed that we were in a pretty big deficit, almost like over $3 billion. Some different revenue projections have come out. I think we've sort of cut that in half, maybe even a little bit more. So it's not as dire as it was before. But again, like the governor's introduced budget is just a blueprint for where we start. And then over the next few months, all we're going to do is sort of go through the budget line by line, try and figure out what we're where we're going to cut, if we have to cut, where we're going to spend. But you know, what I've always told people is that, you know, since the governor has been in office, since I've been in office, we've always delivered a balanced budget, and we're not going to stray from that this year. Okay, now did you have any expectations for this year's state address, and what were they? Were they met? Yeah, you know, I always really enjoy the budget address. It's, you know, maybe most people don't know this, but it's the Senate and the House, we never come together like in the same chamber. So, you know, it's very exciting because we get to see a lot of our colleagues from across the hallway, all in the House chamber, and so it's got this really great atmosphere, lots of excitement. A lot of us were just really curious to see sort of where the governor has sort of set forth his priorities. And you know, one of the things I think that we're really excited about is talking about trying to keep healthcare costs down for people to regulate pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, and that is something that I think that can really help a lot of people throughout the state, and especially here in the district.
Thank you. Now, what direction, do you think the state is going in, and any hopes you have for the future?
Yeah, I think, you know, what we've done in the past, few years, especially, I've only been through 2 budget cycles. This is going to be my 3rd. What we've really done is increase funding for education, infrastructure. Trying to keep healthcare costs down. Last year we got rid of the grocery tax. All these things could really help everybody and their pocketbooks. So I would love to see that sort of thing. I think us also trying to see what we can do to help empower local governments to be able to give them more funding so that they can keep property taxes down for a lot of people, because I know that's a big concern for a lot of folks. So those sorts of things. But again, for me, like, we have a lot of great higher education institutions here in the 91st and in our area. I really love to see the funding go to them. Also funding for schools in general, K through 12, and even early childhood education. Those sorts of things I think are all really sort of give a really great through line, I guess, from birth up through college. We want to really try and help people succeed.
All right, thank you, Representative Chung, for joining us today. We will share this full interview over on our website, ciproud.com.